Hey all you Minnesota Skinnies, this is Conman 101, and I'm going to be announcing, before I start this video, I'm going to be announcing something very exciting. So I'm going to be starting an expansion channel with Jeff, and this is going to be all sports all the time. I'm still going to be uploading most of these videos on this channel as well, but there's going to be a lot of extra special collabs and extra material on there that you're definitely going to want to see. So I would definitely recommend checking that channel out. Please check it out. It's in the description. There's nothing on it yet, but I'm going to be uploading a channel trailer very soon, and I really hope you guys check it out. It's going to be really fun. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while with Jeff, and I've been kind of talking to Trey about it too, but he hasn't responded quite yet. So Trey, if you're watching this too, I'd really love for you to be a part of it as well. But the channel name is 101 Sports, and it's going to be in the description for you guys to check out, so please check that out. So today is the first video of my Monday section, which is sports. So this is going to be like a weekly thing. I'm going to be giving a week, pretty much a wrap up of the whole sports week, kind of giving you some information that you might have missed. I'm also going to be breaking down the really big stories that you probably have heard of. So this is going to be a really fun series for me to do. I love sports. I'm a big sports person. But let's get rolling right into it. So the first sport we're going to be looking at is the NHL. And in the NHL, it's pretty much just been a flurry of trades this last week that I would love to break down into full detail. But let's just get to the main trading stories. So the main piece of information for that is that Bishop, the goalie for the Lightning, was actually traded to the LA Kings. That is definitely some big news because Bishop was like top on the trading market, and the Kings really didn't need him, in my opinion, because they had Quick. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be in the league. He's been in the league for quite a while, but that is a big trade because the Lightning, I really see Bishop as a big factor in the as far as goalies go. And I know the Lightning have had a lot of trouble this season, but it might just be a bad season for Bishop. You can't just shove him away and try to deal with it later. Bishop should have been with the Lightning for a lot longer, but instead they went to the Kings, so that is one piece of information. And the other big trade in the NHL that is worth noting is actually for the Minnesota Wild. So the Minnesota Wild gave a few draft picks next year, actually for the next few years, to the Coyotes for Martin Hanzal, and I'm not a big fan of this trade. I thought that the Wild were going to, I don't know, I don't want them to change anything, because what they're doing right now is consistent. They have a lot of consistency. They're getting wins in every way you can imagine, and they're just doing really well right now. And when you throw some new player into the mix, and your chemistry can get disrupted, and that's when things can kind of start to fall apart. So I thought that the Wild were gonna stay conservative and kind of not do any trades this season and just kind of power through to the end, but I guess that's not the case. I really wish they wouldn't have made that deal, but I mean, hey, I'm not the commissioner. I'm not here to make the decision. So whether or not it was a good decision or not, it was still a very important trade for the Wild to make with the Coyotes. As for the standings in the NHL, there isn't much shifting that's taking place. The Rangers kind of got up there more. The Pittsburgh Penguins are chasing down the Wild. They're tied with the Wild at this point. They do have a few games. The Wild do have a few games in hand, and they play tonight, so they could easily build that back up. But the same top two remain, and those are the Washington Capitals and the Minnesota Wild. It really sucks that the Wild aren't in first. They've been really in second, always like behind one team at least for so long, and I just hope the Wild can finally win a championship and bring a championship home to Minnesota. But anyway, that does it for the NHL news. So on to the NFL. Now there's some really big news here. So this is pertaining to Alshon Jeffery. Alshon Jeffery was not put on the franchise tag this year by the Bears, which means that he is essentially a free agent, and this is huge because I really respect Alshon Jeffery as a player. He's got to be one of my favorite players in the NFL right now, and he deserves better than the Bears. I mean, no disrespect to Bears fans, but a player like that, like a wide receiver with the abilities that he has, just can't stay cooped up in Chicago where no good quarterbacks are right now. He deserves to be on a team with better, like just a better team in general. He deserves to be on a team with better offense, and that's why I really hope that he gets put on a different team, and that is very much a possibility at this point because he is basically on the free market. He is a free agent up to this point, and the fact that the Bears didn't put him on the franchise tag, which would have essentially given him like $17 million annually with that contract, the fact that they did that kind of shows that they're willing to let Alshon Jeffery go as well. So I really hope he goes to a team that can showcase his ability more, because he's getting way less credit than he deserves. People saying he had a terrible year last year. Well, with Jay Cutler always hurt, and at some point he had a third string quarterback in there throwing to him, people have been giving Alshon Jeffery way too little credit. So I really hope that Alshon Jeffery goes to a team that will be able to showcase his abilities further. But also in the NFL, two very notable players that are getting the franchise tag are Kirk Cousins and Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram being a player who kind of had a rocky start last year. I can remember that because I had him on my fantasy team, but he kind of had a rocky start. Hightower was starting to get more carries, and then Ingram kind of powered through to the end, and he really did well. So it makes sense that they're going to put him on the franchise tag, and also Kirk Cousins had a much better year than anyone anticipated. With the Redskins, who really don't have any more options, of course they're going to put Kirk Cousins on the franchise tag, so congratulations to both of those two players. They definitely deserve to have those franchise tags. Kind of tough to do news for the NFL when the season isn't going on, but we're just going to have to roll with it. As for the MLB, preseason is in full swing. There's not very much to report as far as news goes, except for two major injuries. Hamilton was on his way back, but he had another kind of injury which could keep him out for a little bit longer. And Jason Kipnis has I think it was a shoulder injury, and he's going to be out to 4 to 5 weeks. So he should be back by the time that the actual season starts. But again, not very much to report for baseball until the actual season starts, but I am really excited for that season to start. So anyway, let's move on to the last sport. As far as basketball, again, not much to report. I think it was Lowry and Noah, one for the Knicks and one for, I think, the Raptors, were both out for 4 to 5 weeks with various injuries. But as far as the NBA, just same old, just pretty much the same thing happening. The Golden State Warriors are like 5th or 6th now. That's the only really fall. I wouldn't even call it a fall. But the Cavaliers are in first again. That's what annoys me about the NBA, is because it's always just so the same. It's always so similar. There's just going to be one huge franchise team that does really well. It's like basically the New England Patriots for 3 different teams every single year, and nothing changes. The Cavaliers have been like in first or second for the last 4 years in a row, which is just really annoying. So not much to report for the NBA except same old. Well, that does it for this Sports Wrap Week 1. Again, this will be weekly on Mondays. Stay tuned for Wednesday's video, which will be another challenge. Still kind of trying to get into the swing of things with my my new uploading schedule. So thank you guys so much for watching this Sports Wrap. I had a lot of fun making it. Please follow my Instagram, _conman101. I'll be doing a lot of updates on when my videos are up if you don't feel like turning on notifications. And also make sure you check out, again, that new channel that Jeff World 101 and I are making. That link will be in the description. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.